emotional. You try to suck in all of the moments, but it's nice for a young man to get a nice catch, at least one, in his last game at home.
White looking long, deep over the middle, and incomplete. Now a flag comes in. Now this is interesting. The official closest to it did not throw a flag. The man away from it did. Murphy working against Arnett.
Yeah, and I think what Murphy came up saying was that this ball was uncatchable. But Murphy.
Pass interference. Number 3 on the defense. 15-yard penalty. First down.
Well, Murphy was beat on the play. And so what in college football, with it just being a yardage penalty, not a spot penalty, you might as well take the man down.
But when you stand up and say it's uncatchable, when you tackle the man, well, we will never know.
We'd never know. No, I think that was the right call if it had been thrown a little farther. But yes, a tackle should go if the ball is close.
Well, White under heavy pressure, and he's just going to run out of bounds. Was there a flag? Because, boy, there was a tackle by one of the offensive linemen.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they got the right guard. Figner. The blitzer came inside.
73 on the offense. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Yeah, Keon Wilson came on the blitz, and Figner had no choice. Here's Figner right here. You're going to see the blitz come inside.
That's their first penalty of the night.
Yeah. And that's a mistake of offensive lineman. That's a technique mistake. Figner dropped his head. And as soon as you drop your head against a player who's quicker than you, if that guy gets an edge, the body will go where the head is. If you put your head down, you're going to start to fall, and that's why you had to hold.
Second down. A little bit of an opening right here, and Devine will be stopped as he takes it inside the 45. It's going to be a gain of 4. Nate Allen there defensively. We look over the clock now at 5:45 left in the third quarter. West Virginia 13-7. They would love dearly to pick up a touchdown, but another field goal wouldn't hurt their feelings either to make it a 2-score game. Good protection this time. Flag is down. White maintains his footing enough. Boy, I thought he picked up the first down, but I don't think the spot is going to give him that. McKenzie was the guy who was forcing.
66 on the offense. Penalty is declined. Fourth down.
And excuse me, Ron, but because you decline the penalty, it's 4th and 8. It's safe to say that West Virginia is going to punt this away, but I would be, excuse me, 4th and 11. Yeah, you're going to punt this. If it were about 4th and 7, yeah, I'd be concerned if I were South Florida. West Virginia may fake this, but I don't think they're going to fake it here.
Now let's keep an eye on this situation, because McAfee on the very first punt of the night, as Edwards is back deep, almost had it blocked. And the fact that the defensive player ran too far past the football. Get this one to stick? No, it's going to hit on the 2 and go into the end zone. So we'll get credit for a 43-yard boot. Timeout. 4:51 left. Third quarter. 13-7 Mountaineers. South Florida from their own 20-yard line. And a running play by the quarterback, and he is not only going to have the first down, he's going to have 4 more. Gain of 14 on the play. Jack Arute, let's check with you.
You know, guys, it was interesting to watch Matt Grothe while his defense was out on the field. He wasn't upset. In fact, he was joking around, had a big smile on his face. You really get the impression that this kid is very calm tonight, despite the fact that, as you alluded to, that maybe sometimes he starts to think about putting too much on his shoulders. Not this time. Didn't talk upstairs at all during that last series.
So Glover, Jack, thanks very much for the report. We were looking down trying to make sure we had the number correct, but this is Sidney Glover, who has had an outstanding ball game tonight for the Mountaineers, who is down on the field and being attended to by the medical staff. And Wendy Nix, let's check with you back at the studio.
Ron, thank you very much. We'll get you caught up to date on this Big 12 championship game in which Oklahoma has pulled away. A couple of touchdowns here for the Sooners. First, Moses Madu, a 12-yard run. Chris Brown will punch one in from 6 yards out, and Oklahoma clearly in control, 38-7. The second half just barely underway. This game going on over on ABC. On ESPN, Arizona leading Arizona State 21-10, about 4.5 to go in the third quarter.
Thanks, Wendy. Back here in Morgantown, 13-7 our score. And Glover took a helmet to the stomach or just below, and so he is down for the count. And it looks as though he's going to be okay as they're going to help him off the field. I don't know how quickly he's going to be able to come back into action, though.
Well, and as we roll into tomorrow when the BCS will announce its final, you've got to assume that with a convincing win, Oklahoma will go to at least number 2, if not number 1. And of course, Florida beat Alabama today, so both of those teams with one loss. There was a chance if Florida did not play well or won in a way that wasn't convincing or seemed like they got lucky, that Texas would have been able to sneak in, because Florida needed help in the human polls, because Texas's lead in the computer polls was so great coming into this week. But I think that win by Florida today in a very tightly contested good ball game is going to be enough to put them into the national championship game against Oklahoma.
Well, in case you missed it, Virginia Tech winning the ACC, defeating Boston College and doing it convincingly, 30-12. East Carolina, that was a thriller. And the Conference USA defeats Tulsa 27-24. And the other one, the Big 12 title game, it's going on right now, and it's all Oklahoma and virtually nothing Missouri, 38-7.
And last night, what a great performance by Buffalo against Ball State. It's amazing what Turner Gill has been able to do with that Buffalo program in short order. I think his name will start to come up for bigger and better jobs now.
Boy, I tell you what, I talked about echoing the praise a minute ago. I mean this now. Turner Gill last night, I've never been any happier for anybody in my life. And one of the things that Turner has done, you know, he has not been reluctant at all. He has come up, he went back to a lesser situation as far as coaching to pay his dues. And a lot of his fellow coaches need to look at what he's done and where it's going to get him. That pass thrown complete at the 40, and Hester is chilled the minute he catches the football. Gain of 6.
Well, you know, there's all that talk with Mike Leach, who was a candidate for the Washington job. His name's been brought up at Auburn. How perfect of a fit with Turner Gill, who obviously has the background at Nebraska, fit at a place like Texas Tech, perhaps.
Coming back into the Big 12, you suggest. Well, you know, stranger things have happened. I just know he got a lot of mileage last night, and for a good reason. And his play is going to be snuffed. I don't think he gained anything, and LeJour is the man who led the way. So very big play here as we come down the home stretch in this third quarter for South Florida, as they have not been able to get anything going in the second half.
Well, and as tough a night as Grothy has had with a couple of throws, I would want to run him here. Maybe a quarterback draw, something like that. Let him try to make some people miss and pick up this first down.
Here comes pressure. Ball is delivered. Has it complete. Good for the first down at the 47 to Jesse Hester. And, you know, it's interesting. On that play right there, a couple of defensive players were screaming at teammates, hey, they're about to snap the ball. And they were still kind of walking around and looking in other directions, but even back toward the sideline.
Well, and it's a tough loss to lose Sidney Glover at that strong safety position. Starting to rotate some guys in there. But that's a guy who's not only having a monster game tonight, but he's been playing so well. And they said that light went on in that Auburn game. So there may be some confusion with Glover out of the lineup.
First down for the Rome 47. Grothy wants to throw and going to go on top. and has a man down there, just overthrew him by about 3 yards. Jack Arute, let's check with you.
Well, let's update you on Glover's condition. They checked his right knee. That seems to be the concern. They went through all of the exercises and they couldn't see anything. They've now put him on the bike to see if they can loosen it up just a little bit. That's one of the downside, guys, when you play in very cold weather. It sometimes will mask and disguise a minor that could be a major injury. So the athletic training staff paying a lot of attention, but wouldn't surprise me if he passes this bicycle test, if he might find his way back out there.
Okay, Jack. Grothe, by the way, 15 of 22, 149 yards, and the 2 interceptions. Grothe under pressure this time, and he's not going to be able to get away from harm's way this time.
Tackle by Skinner Berry.
And I think they're going to get a hold in the middle of this offensive line. Yeah. When Grothe went to take off, he hesitated for half a second.
Holding, 78 on the offense, 10-yard penalty, second down.
And it's Mark Dial, the left tackle, that they get for the hold. But as Grothe goes to take off, actually Dial's working on the right side. Yeah, that's a wraparound block on number 97, Julian Miller. I would say that was a hold for sure. As soon as those hands go outside the frame, you know, they'll let you get away with a lot when your hands are inside. But as soon as they get outside that frame, if you're holding on, they're going to call it.
Second down, they got to take it all the way down to the 43 of West Virginia. Grothe near sideline, and the ball incomplete, thrown too tall. Monday night, the 2 teams perched at the top of the NFC South with identical 9-3 records. Tampa Bay and Carolina on Monday Night Football on ESPN at 8:30 Eastern. Coverage begins 7 o'clock with Monday Night Countdown delivered by UPS. Well, so far, South Florida is 80% on third down conversions, 8 of 10. They got a long way to go on this one, though. All the way across midfield. Grothe gets it out of the backfield, and the ball is thrown incomplete as Ben Williams had turned backwards, was backing up trying to catch it, and he got whacked by Holmes.
You know, a lot has been talked about in these parts about West Virginia's offense, just not as explosive as it was last year. Of course, when you lose some of the people that they lost, including Steve Slayton, you're going to have a little fall off. But boy, the defense has done a heck of a job for West Virginia. Not a lot of people knew the names coming in because they replaced so many starters, but they've really stood up to the challenge this year.
Alvarado waits for the snap and boots this one very high. Again, not real long, but a good coverage kick, and the fair catch is made at the 24 by Inkster. And we'll hold it right here. Reminder, Tuesday night, 7 o'clock on ESPN, the Jimmy V Men's Basketball Classic. Number 24, Davidson, takes on West Virginia. You'll see a couple of the nation's best three-point shooters. Davidson's Stephen Curry against West Virginia's Alex Ruoff. The Jimmy V Men's Classic, Game 1, Davidson, West Virginia. Texas takes on Villanova in Game number 2. Curry with 44 points in his last outing. And I saw Coach Huggins at the hotel this afternoon after they won over Cleveland State by 10 points. And here comes a late flag down. We may have a takedown by one of the offensive linemen. And I asked him.
Holding, 79 on the offense, 10-yard penalty, first down.
That's 3 holds in like the last 5 plays. Anyway, just to complete the thought on Coach Huggins and what he had to say. I said, how do you like this team? And he said, I like them, but we can't shoot. He said, I have them that messed up. they can't shoot, and that's what we've got to get out of. We're in a rut. So, but anyway, they won. They won a close one on the road at Ole Miss the other night. With the penalty, first down, got to take it out to the 34-yard line. Here's Devine, and he'll take it for a gain to the 22-yard line at 7 on the carry. Tyler Roberts defensively. Jock Sanders with a pretty good block on the play to help his teammate get him almost back to where the spot of they had been sitting before the offensive holding call.
Yeah, Jock Sanders, the guy who had that ankle sprain earlier in the game, was playing mostly running back in the first quarter, now back to his more natural position at the slot wide receiver.
Pat White dumps it out of the backfield, and here's Devine again, and Noel is tackled by Murphy.